All right, let's go. So this video is going to be a quick breakdown on how you can do 30K in a month. Okay, so starting off where you are right now, it really doesn't matter. This video is going to show you how to do $30,000 in a month. I don't care if you're in Primerica. I don't care if you're in WFG. I don't care if you ACA, whatever company that you're doing life insurance with. Okay, and this is specifically going to be for life. Okay, for life insurance. This is going to show you how to pretty much do 30K in a month, right? So the first thing that I would pretty much advise you guys to understand is that there's two different types of market, right? You have a warm market and you have a cold market, right? So your warm market is people that you know, right? People that you know. Your cold market will be people that you don't know, right? So everybody needs to understand that your warm market is always going to be your practice market, okay? Your warm market is going to be where you practice. Your warm market is going to be where you're dealing with people that know, like, and trust you, okay? That know, like, and they trust you. So when I first got into the insurance business, I didn't attack a cold market, right? I attacked a cold market, a whole bunch of people that did not know me, did not like me, did not trust me, right? They just could trust me based on the words that I was saying. And at that time, it was a little bit difficult because I didn't know how to approach this particular product. I didn't know that this is not a product that people need so much details to purchase. I didn't know this wasn't a product that wasn't as sexy. Like, you can't make it sound sexy. I didn't know that this was a product that you pretty much had to make sure that things were in place. You can't really just sell this to any old person, right? You want to make sure that they're credible and all this other different stuff. So I want to mainly focus on how to get into the warm market, right? Now, the last market that I want to go over in this sense is going to be called a hot market, okay? A hot market is pretty much the people that you know, okay, that they know. This is where the money is, okay? This is where the juice is. This is where you start building your brand. This is where you start building your image. This is where you start building your company. It doesn't matter if you want to build a company, right, from strictly social media. It doesn't matter if you want to build a company strictly from door to door. It doesn't matter if you want to build a company just from person to person, okay? The hot market is really where the money is at, because this is where the referrals are. This is where people think about you in conversations. They will bring you up. So you want to make sure your whole entire goal here is to build a complete hot market, okay? Now, we're going to go over some things. I'm going to teach you guys how to deal with the warm market, how to deal with the cold market, and how to deal with the hot market, all right? So the first thing that we're going to go over is, I'm telling you, our focus is 30K, right? 30K in a month. 30K in a month. Of course, you got to get that spiritual stuff out the way. Make sure you write the goals down and all that. But I'm going to really go into the skills that you need, okay? Skills, the planning that you're going to need in order to do this, okay? On a consistent basis, okay? And you can do this every month if you want it. Now, when you're dealing with a particular client, right? When you're dealing with a particular case like insurance, it is a fast-paced type business. You want to make sure that you're moving fast and that you're staying consistent, okay? So you can necessarily set a goal for yourself. And I don't want you guys to look at money as an activity, because money cannot be your activity, okay? Money is a result. Money is not the activity. Money is not, like, this is, the work is not money. The work will equal money. So if you go write a policy and your main thing is, oh, I just made money, you're going to lose this as fast as possible because this how this business is. You can't focus on this. You got to focus on the work. You got to focus on the activity. So I'm telling you right now, you got to start with that warm market, right? So you want to make sure you go ahead and you look up a warm market sheet, and it's going to give you 100 questions. And I'm telling you right now that, like, I don't know why people are opposed to this, but you want to build a list. You want to build a list of 100 to 300 qualifiable people. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what you need to go do. You need to go pause this video and you need to go ahead and click on that phone tab. And I want you to go to contacts, and I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom. And I want you to see how many contacts you have. Right now, my contact list says 7,583 people. So if you look at those contacts, guess what's going to happen? Your confidence is going to rise to a whole nother level, because you're like, dang, I got 7,583 people that I can call right now. Somebody in this phone needs what you have. It's going to build your belief. Okay. Now, when you have those 100 and 300 contacts, I don't want you to just start calling them. That's not what you just want to do. You don't want to just start calling them. There's several ways to go about this, right? So when you're doing this, if you're working with me specifically, this is how I'm able to take any agent that is working with me to 30,000 a month immediately. What you want to find is, right, if you guys are working with National Life Group, Mutual Trust, Mutual Omaha, you need to get at me immediately because I can help you guys. You want to figure out, how can I get my product in front of people? Remember, this is the warm market, right? So you want to download a mass text messenger app, okay? And you want to come up with the script, right? And when I first got started, that script said something like, basically, like, I'm helping people pretty much take loans from their particular policy with insurance. I have a guide that can pretty much explain everything to you, right? You want to make sure you come up with a script so cold that people are going to respond. So what happens is, I would start off with, hey, or I would start off with whoever that person's name is, right? So when you're talking to somebody, if you don't say hey, then don't just say hey. So I'll start off with the name. Keyon, I'm working with this person that's helping people pretty much be able to borrow from financial vehicles, borrow money from their loans, pretty much get out of debt, right? Sooner. There's so many different concepts that you can utilize. So I want you to be very careful with the concept that I'm about to explain. So, hey, Keyon, I'm dealing with this financial person, and he's helping people pretty much get a higher network. Do you want me to necessarily connect you? Do you want me to put you on? And you can send this out to all 7,000 of those people, okay? And the people that respond, what you want to do is, you want to be in a situation to where you try to respond as fast as possible, okay? You respond as fast as possible to that person, okay? You respond as fast as possible. When you respond as fast as possible, now the next step, what you want to do is, you want to see when that person is free, okay? When you see when that person is free, you want to book them on the calendar. Put them on a calendar, okay? And you want to do what we call a three-way, okay? You want to do what we call a three-way. Something I used to do is something called the P, the S, and the 3, okay? It's called prospect, show the plan,